Welcome back to Car Mechanic Simulator 2021. Last episode you saw us rebuild the 1981 Smith+Parker Roadster F to its factory standard settings. There we go, confirmation. We decided not to sell it. Well, today we're looking at the 1980 Smith+Parker Roadster. So 1 year difference, different engine. This has a V8 2-carb 0HV engine, whereas the F version has a supercharged engine. This does not. We bought this from the auction for £22,370. Will it be as good as the Smith+Parker Roadster F? Well, time will tell. It actually looks in better condition. The F version was in a lot worse condition at the auction than this one. So this one should be an easier, quicker restoration. Let's call it that. I say they're rebuilds. They're actually restorations, really, aren't they? Starting off as always by taking out any oil. Good job we checked. Nothing worse than putting it all on the floor, and I refuse to accept that trophy anytime soon. Now let's have a look underneath. What do we need to take off? Okay, the drive shaft needs to come off first, and then we'll do the gearbox to allow us to take the engine out. We'll have to check fluids as well. Normally, most of rebuilds we don't need to worry, but things on the auction tend to have reservoirs. We do need to check fluids, otherwise we'll end up being fined for those if we don't. But gearbox coming off nice. You can see the engine. It actually looks in a really good condition. So hopefully we can fix the majority of things and not have to worry too much about new parts. There will be some we won't have a choice, but the majority looks like it possibly can be fixed. Okay, let's have a look at these reservoirs and drain them. Get our tool out. So we got the cooling liquid first out of the radiator. Nicely done. And then we've got the power steering fluid as well. Have we got anything else? Yes, the brake fluid. Always important. There we go. So brake fluid out as well. So now we can take the engine out, and then we can look at taking it all apart, putting it back together again. There we go. So let's put this on the engine stand and let us take this engine apart. So that's the engine just about taken apart. Now, last few parts, we're going to go off, fix what we can, buy what we need, and we're back in a second. So everything's done. We just need to put it back together. So off we go and enjoy the music. So that is the engine just about back together now. Last few parts going on, little clips going in. These are the ones that you easily miss if you're not paying attention. And then we've got our ignition wires as well, and they're now back on. And that is the engine done. Let's have a proper look at this engine then. So big difference, supercharged engine to standard. Camera getting a bit carried away there. But I think it looks nice. It's a nice, decent size engine. It doesn't look that big once it's in the car. That's something I have noticed. Whenever you put an engine in the car, especially these roadsters, the engine doesn't seem anywhere near as big, which is weird. I don't know if that's an error on the developer's part for when they put the cars into the game. But there's something not quite right about them. It's as if they look like they've been shrunk once they're in the car. The rest of the engines in cars look normal. And maybe it's a personal thing. I don't know. But yeah, it does look a little bit odd. Okay, just checking if there's any mirror in the back there. No, I wasn't 100% sure whether some of the bodywork may be different on this one to the other one. So just double checking things, making sure it's every part off if possible. I think it is. I think we're missing a few parts as well. Looking at that, to be fair, we've got missing a front bumper for sure. And we need to take out the internal seats as well. So let's take those out. We have got a few parts still to deal with in the car itself. So engine bay, we'll take out the reservoirs and everything that's left, which is not much to be fair. And we have got the batteries in the middle. So we'll take that. That can be charged. And then we've got the fuse box as well. We can take the fuses out. We'll do our usual thing. We'll change our cursor to add instead of take stuff off. And then we'll add all these fuses to our shopping list just to make it a little bit easier when we're buying them. Don't forget any of those. Whilst we're doing this, if you are enjoying this series or any content on the channel, don't forget to subscribe, and a like on the episodes does really help as well. Do let me know what you think of the music in the parts we have to speed up. It's a new thing that I've started doing. Hopefully you enjoy it, and hopefully it makes the videos nicer to watch. It's always weird if you've got a big long silence in the middle of the video, so I'm trying to make up for that. Still thoroughly enjoying the game though, and there's more to come with the new stuff being added soon. Right, that is that done. What have we? Is that everything done? We're just going to go to the engine bay, just add in the stuff that in case we forget we have gone. But I don't know if the reservoirs can be fixed. The radiator maybe. The reservoirs not so sure. And we've been doing this for ages, and I still don't know because they're very rarely in cars when you rebuild them. But I think that's everything added to our list. So what we'll do, we'll raise the car up and we'll start taking apart the suspension. And once more, we'll see you when it's all done. I will say, these cars don't have much of a suspension, do they? It doesn't take long to take it all apart. Okay, we'll bring it back down. We need to weld the car. And if we have missed taking any bodywork off, we'll know by welding. I just wanted to see if there's anything left. So the frame, it's okay shape. I just feel like I've missed something. But body internals, there's nothing missing. We've taken them off. That's fine. I just feel like I've missed something somewhere. But we'll weld it, and if anything looks rough afterwards, we know that's something we can take off. That's kind of my thinking. It just feels like we've missed something. I just can't figure out where it is. I'll have a quick look round. Nothing I can see this side, and I don't think there's anything on the other side either. Right, we have fixed everything. We're going to rebuild the suspension, put the car back together, including bodywork, and we'll see you on the other side. So that is the car near enough done. We've put the fluids in. Now, we did encounter a problem. So the bodywork doesn't say it's 100%. We've missed something, but I don't know what. If you noticed, when we're putting it all back together, the bodywork wise, we've missed a couple of parts anyway. We now know what they were. They were the front lights. There's something else missing. Okay, I thought it may have just been the number plate. It wasn't just. Rear lights as well. That's what else we're missing. There we go. Easily solved. Right, we're going to go off and paint, and we'll see when it's done. And this is the colour scheme we've gone for. I didn't want to go the exact same as the previous, so I thought a nice purple. They've kept the flames down the sides. The flames were there originally from the original car. We just changed the colour to the blue to a purple. I think it looks really nice. Basically, they both look the same. There isn't that much of a difference between this one and the one a year later, which is the F version that we did in the last episode. For now, for its hot lap. Now, I will start off by saying there was a big difference between this hot lap and the hot lap the F version did on the previous episode. This car, we previously said this actually about the Roadster in the previous episode as well. They're not designed for corners, they're designed to go in a straight line, they're designed for a drag race. The previous episode, the F version, was surprisingly good round the track. Well, this version, the 1980 version, not so good. The steering is horrendous, and when I say horrendous, you just struggle to control it in the corners. The brakes can't keep up with the speed of the car itself. And trying to bring it round, feathering the throttle, trying to get the car to turn is a nightmare. But we did put a decent lap in previously, so this is our best lap of the session of the 5 that were allowed. This was the 4th lap. Normally I would say 4th or 5th lap should be our best. We should always be improving. Now, we've previously done a 159 and 158, so you can see the improvement there. And this is going to be a little bit better. But it's surprising how much difference there is in driving this car to the other version. I was expecting a lot more similarities. We don't seem to have that, which is very surprising. Now, we are getting towards the latter half of the lap. I don't want to spoil the time just yet. You can already see, if you compare it to the previous, it's a bit slower at this stage. Yeah, it had very good speed. I can't, say anything about the speed, but that is what it's designed for. You can hear the banging and shaking of the suspension in some of the corners as well, but again, it's not designed to go around corners. It's designed to go in a straight line. And as we round the penultimate corner here, we are going to finish this lap with a lap time of 155.164. 15th on our leaderboard, which is 11 places and 12.278 seconds away from the F version. That's a big gap, surprisingly big. I wasn't expecting it to be that big of a gap. But top speed, this is where it can claw it all back, and this was where it can show its prowess in a straight line, isn't it? So off we go. I'm expecting big things. Over 200 kilometers per hour is minimum expectation. And it's off the line well, it's going well, it's still climbing nicely. Only in 3rd gear currently. It's still climbing 180. Slowing down a little bit now though, I'm a little bit worried now. 190. Is it going to make it a 2? It has made it to 200 kilometers per hour. Okay, how much more can we go? Coming towards the end of the track very quickly now. We are near enough there. I don't think it's going to do too much more. And it is going to end with a 216 kilometers per hour, 134.216 miles per hour, 14th on our leaderboard, and in actual fact 10 positions and 39 kilometers per hour less than the F version. So there's a big difference. So total cost for the car was £14,818 to repair. Total cost including buying was £37,188. If we were to sell the car now, we could sell it for £67,436. There's a potential profit of £30,248. But we're not going to sell it. We're going to keep it with the other Roadster, ready for the new DLC to come. We can actually drag race these properly and see really what they can do. That's it for today. That's it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed this episode. We will see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe and like if you have enjoyed it. We'll see you again for the next rebuild.